Hello everyone, and welcome back to another pack opening video. Today we'll be looking at the final card game I'll be covering, at least for a while. This is Dragoborne by Bushiroad. I think this is the first game that wasn't from Bandai. And this is the Rally to War set, which I believe is the first set. Yeah, BTO1, certainly looks like it. See if I can just get this to focus. So it looks like it has 8 cards per pack. Does it say how many packs per box? Nothing on the bottom. Alright, I guess I'll just get right into it. Probably should have taken the plastic off before I started. Doesn't really add a whole lot to the experience. There we go. So I also saw in the box there that it has parallels, so I'm guessing that might be like the Pokemon system where there's like a separate kind of holo that any card can get. I like that system. Makes pack opening more exciting if there's slightly higher odds at some sort of fairly mundane but still slightly fancier looking kind of card. Alright. There we go. See if I can get that in there. Has this display backing, so you could, if you were selling this in a store, you can just leave it open and it advertises itself. I like that. I think it looks nice. On to the actual packs. Show off the pack art a little bit. Anything interesting on the back? I think that's just the same rarity information that was on the box itself. Parallel versions of all normal cards in this set. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Hope this one isn't as hard to open as some of the other packs I've had on here. Doesn't seem to be. We'll start with the card back, since I haven't opened this before. I do actually like this card back. Shows off the 5 symbols for the 5 colors. I don't know if they have names like tribe or nation or something like that, but that's what the symbols are. So I guess this is just a vanilla. I do like when games do this. If a card doesn't need a big text box, don't bother with a big text box. Just shows off the art better. Maybe I can get this a bit closer, hopefully. The card text can actually be read if anyone's interested in doing so. So this game I also think is the most recent among games that I've opened. It's from like 2017 to 2018, so it didn't last a super long time. It's not very old. If you're interested in it, you can still find like there's singles on a ton of different websites. Sealed product is absolutely dirt cheap. I should probably use the scissors to open these packs. That'll be faster. The packs have a lot of like slack space at the top, which makes it really easy to cut them open. So immediately we're seeing with like this Rockstar skeleton, this is another one of those games where it's definitely a fantasy flavor, but they're willing to do a lot more with the art than you might see in like a Magic the Gathering. It's a little more lighthearted. I do enjoy that. Saw that with Battle Spirits, I think it was called. So I guess as I normally would with some sort of new game, or new to the channel, I can go over the rules a little bit as I'm opening these, give a bit more context to what you're seeing. So with this game, you've got creatures, spells, and I think that actually might be it, because you can also play ambush cards, which are cards that have to be played face down and then get triggered by something like a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think ambush is just a keyword that can appear on like anything else. So on your turn, I guess I'll start with the mana system. That might make a bit more sense than just going straight into playing stuff. At the start of the game, you have 3 banners, which you select ahead of time. And the banners don't actually appear as cards. It's like the basic lands in Magic the Gathering. I don't know. You can probably get them in a million different places. They're definitely in all the starter products. Oh, wait a second. I think you're supposed to get a pack of... Yeah, I totally forgot about this. So the banners, you get a pack of them in every booster box. I'll show these right now. So I think you're supposed to get one for every color. And the banners start in play. You pick 3 of them, and they can be all the same color, 2 of one of the other, 3 different. And they tap for, well, a resource of their color. In addition to this, at the start of each turn, you can flip over the top card of your deck into a resource pile, and that's why every card has their like color symbol at the bottom there, because when you flip a card off the top of your deck, you play it upside down, and then it can tap for a resource. So anyway, going on to playing actual cards, you can see the cost here in the top left. So you have to tap that many resources, including at least one resource of the card's color. So this is a red card, you have to tap 3, including at least 1 red. It's a creature. The game board is broken into 3 columns, each with a single fort. Every fort can have up to 2 creatures on it, and up to 1 ambush placed in front of it. In addition to this, at the start of the game, off the top of your deck, you flip 2 cards from the top of your deck face down in front of each fort, and these are barriers, and they act as your health. So, I guess that handles every card type. If you're not familiar with barrier systems, instead of having a strict number for health, which is probably the most straightforward way to handle it, in a barrier it's just, if you would take any amount of damage, you flip over a barrier instead. And I mean, exactly what happens from there changes from game to game. In this game, by default, a card gets added to your hand after it's flipped, but there is also the possibility that a card will have, I think it's called like a shield break ability or something like that, and those trigger, oh, I think this is one right here. So yeah, you can see its little symbol. See if I can get my thumb on it. There, that triggers shield break. So if this card is randomly played off the top of your deck, face down into your shields at the start of the game, and then someone attacks into it, breaks this shield, triggers, and pay this card without playing its cost. Or play this card without paying its cost. And it's called Fort Burst. Right, so the 3 column system I was talking about, the 3 columns are called your forts. I may have brought that up, maybe not. I should refocus because I went too close. There we go. So anyway, the turn structure of the game starts with, at the start of your turn, you can flip over the top card of your deck and turn it into a resource. You untap all of your currently tapped cards and resources. Didn't bring it up because this box didn't seem to come with any, and I thought it was supposed to. But the game also has like a... Oh, I just missed it. Again, just like the shields. The box came with a set of dice, and this is the other weird mechanic of the game. I really should have started with this as well. At the start, in addition to the banners, you have 3 dice that match up with the colors of your banners. And just going to try and get these into the package so I can show them a bit better. At the start of each turn, I don't remember the exact order between like untap, draw, flip for resource. You roll your 3 dice. So, can't even see what that last one is from here. It's a symbol for the game. It represents a 1, and that's just fine. So once you've rolled your resources, or your dice rather, you can assign them to the different columns as either shields for the column, which is called Drago shielding, I think. And you place it in front of the fort. If the fort would take a hit, the die takes damage equal to the attacker's attack anyway, or instead of your fort. If a die would be reduced to 0 or lower, it's just taken away. Alternatively, you can put a die on a creature. I've got a creature card right here. That's what this little spot is for right there. Realistically, you could put it anywhere, but I guess it just keeps it out of the way. In that case, the number of the die doesn't matter. It's just, if it has a die, it gets +1 attack, +1 health. If it doesn't have a die, it's just neutral. And then there's some other cards that have passive effects that trigger based on which dice you have active at the time, both color and number. So I'm just trying to get through the rules of the game before I give too many opinions on it. I'm trying to think if I missed anything else. Spells can only be played at like sorcery speed, so that's just during your main phase. You can play a spell, resolve its effect, it goes to the discard pile. Combat, I guess I haven't handled yet. So on your turn, you can attack with any creature you've got. You can't attack on the very first turn of the game, but any turn after that. There is no summoning sickness. Oh, this is a foil. I haven't even been paying attention. It's such a subtle effect. I can barely even see it through the camera. I bet there's been more than one, and I just haven't even noticed. Anyway, no summoning sickness. You can attack with a creature the turn that it's played. Attack with any creature on any turn except for the first turn. When you attack, you target one of your opponent's forts, any one of the 3 columns, regardless of which column your creature is in. Once you've declared your attack with your 1 creature, your opponent can block with 1 creature. This blocking is where the columns actually matter. You can only block a fort with a creature that is in that fort. Creatures deal damage to each other simultaneously, so they may very well kill each other if they have, attacks that are greater than each other's health. This has ambush. I'm glad I happened to catch that. So you can pay 2 generic, that's just absolutely any color of resource, and place it face down in front of a fort, and then auto when this fort is attacked. If this card is an ambush, you may choose an attacking creature and destroy it. So yeah, it's like a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that's about it for combat. You win the game when you destroy all of your opponent's forts, or all of your opponent's barriers across all 3 of their forts. How many packs are left here? Alright, I was thinking about maybe doing the whole box all in one, but this is already going pretty long. I think I'm going to do 3 more, and I think that'll be half. Although, admittedly, I did not count them beforehand. One thing I've noticed, there are a whole lot of vanillas. This is the base set, so I guess they wanted people to just try and get acquainted with the fundamental rules of the game, but without any sort of like instant speed effects or like the stack to manage. It just feels like there's not a whole lot that you need to learn before you can start playing the game. So without a lot of card effects, I feel like it might get a little dull. I mean, the game had some neat ideas, but I do have quite a bit of criticism. I'll save it for the second video, just so I don't have to interrupt my chain of thought. I think that's actually a different skeleton guitarist. Weird there would be multiple. Another holographic, again, almost missed it. And last pack for this video. Something I really must point out is that, I mean, the art's not bad, but it feels like there's a lot of fairly generic fantasy art, and then the very occasional thing that's like a bit crazier. And this card happens to show off that they do use multiple art styles, which is something I've said before that I really appreciate. But I just don't feel like this game's style really stands out next to any other game. I can see why this game didn't last a super long time. Anyway, I'm immediately going to record the second video, but this is just it for the first part. It's running a bit long and I need to take a break to maybe drink some water or something. Alright, so if you liked this, part 2 will be out very soon because I'm recording them at the same time. So hopefully I'll see you then.